Right. This is not a meme, this is a public service announcement. Chat, you may have noticed, especially because someone pinged everyone in Billboard about it, I'll get to that in a minute, that there is a new feature in Discord called Clips. And it's as follows. Clips. Allow my voice to be recorded in clips, yes or no. By turning on this setting, your voice may be included when someone in the same voice channel uses clips. This was added recently and fairly quietly, I think. So I want to talk about this. People have been reacting to this in much the way you'd expect, which I would describe as a knee-jerk, over-obsessed privacy response, which is to go ahead and just turn it off. Now, let me explain to you why that is exactly the wrong thing to do, in my humble opinion. First of all, anything that you send over the internet can be recorded at any time. Anyone in any channel that you are also in can record anything you say without you knowing at any time. That is completely normal and always has been. There is no way to prevent it. Same thing with sending any kind of network packets to someone. It's possible for them to record that. Be that video, audio, your dick pics, no matter what. They can record it no matter what. There is software that tries to make it difficult to record, like Snapchat, for example, but it's still perfectly possible. And it's the same thing with Discord. Any voice that you send in a channel where someone can hear it can be recorded. And always assume that the platform, Discord, can record anything you say, even if you're alone in a channel. And that they will always read your DMs. Always assume that they might do. However, the difference here is that the clips feature might tell you when someone's using it, which means that you will know that they are using your voice. However, if everyone opts out of it, then no one will use that system, so people that want to record your voice will just go back to the method that doesn't tell anyone that the voice is being recorded. All you've done by opting out of this is devalued a feature which would give you more information about when you're being recorded. If you value your privacy, opt in to the clips feature. Now, the only argument you can make against that is that there are people that are lazy enough that would use the clips feature, but wouldn't open up separate software to record the voice. And yeah, maybe so. If you really believe that there's enough people in that realm to make this worth it, that's the only argument in favor of it. But in principle, it doesn't make sense. The field says, if any of you faggots want to record me, I expect you to go through the trouble of downloading OBS first. See, that's the only argument against what I'm saying here. If you really think that there is that huge gulf where everyone is in, where they won't bother to get OBS or some other simpler recording software, but they will bother to use clips, and you're concerned about your voice being clipped and you're confident that they won't bother, then fine. But consider, you have no idea about that, and there could be someone there who would go ahead and get OBS, but probably wouldn't bother using it if there was an easier way. I have left clips on, and I don't really care. Like, the whole privacy thing to me has always seemed a bit silly, because for one thing, the platform can, by default, technically, can see everything you're sending anyway, so that's not really... Turning this off is just asking nicely that the platform doesn't fucking spy on you, which is not going to work anyway. And what are they going to do with that information? Unless you are specifically being targeted by your state as a fugitive or as a person of interest, in which case it's more effort than you know how to put in to avoid that. Unless you're in that situation, which none of us are, I don't think, they don't care about you individually. What they care about is mass level data in which you are probably anonymized or, at least converted to a fingerprint. It doesn't actually matter. The whole, there's only a few ends to this privacy thing that actually you need to care about. And the main reason I think that at least corporations want your data is so that they can more effectively sell products to you, which you could see as the Torment Nexus has your soul in their computers and they know what you want and they can tempt you. Or you could see it as you have a free internet butler who will recommend you things that you actually probably want. So it's not a bad deal overall, really, is it? Now, if you have other other reasons to be concerned about privacy, that's fine. I do think people should always be allowed to do things and allowed to control their own privacy and that shit. But I don't see a reason really to care, personally. The one thing I would say is that that may be an argument against what I'm saying here is that if the clip system, if there's something in their TOS which explicitly says that Discord owns the clips, that they own that content, intellectual property-wise, that they own it, then I maybe would turn it off. But I'm not sure if they can even do that legally. I don't know if that's... They probably can, but I don't know if that's how it works. But if anyone happens to look it up and finds that Discord technically owns the clips that are made, then I'll turn it off. But until then, I don't see a reason to bother. It's really not that big of a deal. And as I said, there's even a pretty good argument that everyone should leave it on. Anyway, next meme.